What's going on, world? Uh, my name is Byron Cright, and I'm a targeted individual. I guess I start the video off by saying that since that's what this is all about. Now, it's been almost 3 years since I've been going through all this bullshit, and I've been watching so many other people's videos, but I never made one of my own. And I figured that now that I've been about suicidal twice over all this bullshit, I figure I might as well just make a video to get my story out here because I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I done had a gun to my head in the past couple months. I just putting shit on Facebook about this whole shit, and I don't know what's gonna happen to me, so I might as well just get my story out here while I can. Uh, well, I know this is gonna sound pretty crazy to those not going through this, not aware of it, don't believe that this shit is real, think it's just some kind of schizophrenia. And trust me, I wish it was just some kind of schizophrenic shit that I could just take a pill and let it go away. If it was that easy, I would have been handled this situation, man. But yeah, my name is Byron Cright. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. And I've been dealing with this TI shit for about 3 years. And that's just that I know of. There's been a bunch of weird shit going on that I couldn't explain. But when it got serious to the point where all these sounds and bullshit been synchronized to all my thoughts and all that kind of shit, it's been almost 3 years. It's February 2015 when I first listened to Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell, because I just had this weird feeling that somebody was watching me, and all of a sudden I just heard loud banging on my door. And it wasn't anything that had to do with me, it's just somebody just happened to bang on the door right at the exact same time that I was listening to that song. And ever since then, it's just been hectic. Now, what I just pretty much came to realize or came to figure out just through some kind of deductive reasoning is that like this whole world is some kind of reality show. And I can't necessarily say it's Jews behind it. I'm just using context clues because of how much shit goes on whenever I look up Jews, think about Jews, and the fact that there was a South Park episode called Earth, the series, canceled, that was all about the world being a giant reality show with Jews being the producers. And I always connected to that episode before any of this shit was going on. And all of a sudden, now it's like, oh, maybe that was on some real shit. Now, first of all, I need to say that I'm not gay at all, but I'm very comfortable admitting when I'm attracted to another man. It's just, I'm comfortable with my masculinity, comfortable with my manhood, so I shouldn't have nobody to be scared of. But it's like whatever this is going on with me, it's trying to take advantage of that. See, I don't disrespect anybody else's, and I don't use the word faggot a lot, but anytime somebody disrespects another man based off of their own sexuality and trying to get something out of it, that's faggot shit to me. And this shit is some faggot shit that I'm going through. Now, ever since I've been going through this, just being commented on when I'm masturbating, just lights flickering whenever I take my clothes off to go take a shower, like, I just kind of put two and two together, and just like the whole reason black men in America are so demasculinized, we all locked up in prisons, there's so much of an agenda to turn us gay, and if this rapper tries to do some gay shit and gets called out, then somebody else will come and do something else weird. It's like a whole system to turn us gay for whatever this thing is. And I just feel like we all just being watched, like we're just a giant porno or giant reality show. And NFL players, college football players, is like a private strip show to these people. Like in the locker rooms and shit. I always figure, like, is that why they spend so much money in the locker rooms? Because it's a giant show for people? I don't know. But I mean, I always been big on racial issues when it comes to the black struggle. And it's like, you just see so much of us being dehumanized, demasculated, and put to a position where we'll do anything for money, but we're willing to degrade ourselves for a check. And it's like, is this the whole reason behind it? Because it's all some show when we all being turned into a joke? Well, it's been like 2.5 years ago, all the weirdness and synchronicities and all the little weird, people call it gang stalking, I call it programming or whatever, because it feels like I'm in a video game. All this shit started like 2.5 years ago, where all the sounds would be synchronized to my thoughts, lights start flickering when I take my clothes off. I'm watching certain shows about certain topics on cable and the lights start flickering. all of a sudden I end up, my body functions, I'm swallowing, I get these clicks in my ears anytime I'm thinking about something that they don't want me to think about. I get pains whenever I'm thinking about certain things. Whenever I start to get motivated to make music, all kind of weird pains and stuff happen. Well, I've been trying to. It's like something's training my mind to be a certain way. Like, I'm comfortable being attracted to other men. I call it homosexuality, but I'm not gay. But it feels like something's trying to turn me gay and turn me into some kind of puppet for something. And it just feels so fucking weird. Now, I've been doing so much metaphysical research, watching so many videos of all y'all out there trying to tell your story about all this stuff going on with you. And I don't know what it is, but I can just tell the story of when all this started. Now, I've been robbed of my computer twice. That's my money maker. That's what I use. I went to school. I went to Full Sail University, got 2 bachelor's degrees in music, one in music business, one in recording arts. And all of a sudden, every time I get a computer and start using my computer as an outlet to express my political views, something happens. I get robbed. A couple months ago, I was robbed at gunpoint for my computer that I just got. Now, mind you, when I started a political organization last year, on the 50th anniversary of the Black Panthers, that morning, I got hit by a car and woke up in a hospital 2 months later. I got a settlement check from that, spent it on some new equipment because I got robbed of my computer a couple years ago, and then I got robbed at gunpoint for the new computer that I got from the settlement check. All because I'm writing some stuff on Facebook about this situation I'm dealing with. Now, this all started a couple years ago. I was on Facebook. There was a story about Dame Dash getting mad at a guy named Larry Cohen. He's a Jewish guy. When Jay-Z started to get famous, I guess he came and bought him out. And instead of Dame Dash and Jay-Z working together, he started working for the Jewish guy. And I started writing all of this stuff on Hot New Hip Hop about, like, Dame Dash calls them culture vultures, people who see something bubbling up and then go and buy out the person who's behind the whole trend. Now, all of a sudden, I start telling my story and start expressing myself. All these weird things happen. I get in fights with people. All of a sudden, all this negative energy starts, and I get robbed of my computer. Now, I've been dealing with this, all these sounds, all these pains, all this crazy stuff for about 2 years, over 2 years. And I've been kind of dealing with it, but a few months ago, I started to get suicidal over it. Like, I just want this to be over. If they're not gonna stop it, I know one way that I can stop it. But I had to kind of, push through it. Now, my faith in God is way too strong for me to just end my life like that. But it gets that bad sometimes. That's the hard part about it. Now, the worst part about this whole, what I call faggotry, is that anytime I think about girls, I get the same kind of pain that I get when I'm thinking about making music. Like, oh, don't make music, because if he ever becomes successful, he'll be able to tell this story to a large audience, so let's stop any way he can make music. But let's stop him from thinking about girls too. And it gets to the point where I usually, I make a habit, like if I'm gonna get off, I masturbate in the morning times. So all of a sudden, certain mornings I decide I'm not gonna do it. I get these little pains and all these little rapey feelings and touches all over my private area. And it's like something's telling me, making me do it. And that's when I started realizing, that's how they know what we feel, how painful this is. Because they can feel what we feel. So if they feel what we feel, then they can feel me masturbating, which means that they're filling me up and getting off at the same time. Which means they're probably doing this to a lot of other people around. Which means, they're trying to turn us gay? So wait, you can't have sex with a black man. So if you can feel what this black man feels, then all you got to do is turn him gay and get him having sex with black men, and you can have sex with other people through his body. So this whole agenda that I'm starting to unravel in my mind, it's like, so this is all behind it. So it kind of felt like maybe God put me in this position so I'd be able to understand it and express this to the world. But, shit gets very, very crazy, man. Now, Now, dealing with all of this, I had an idea for a song when I was dealing with all these issues 10 years ago. I had a song that came to my head called Carolina Blues. I'm from North Carolina. Carolina Blue is my favorite color. So I was like, oh, let me make a song called Carolina Blues. Just about why would God put me through all of this stuff. You'll hear the song later. And now it's like I'm singing the same song about something completely different. And if I wouldn't have went through what I was going through 10 years ago, then I wouldn't understand what I'm going through now any better. And it's like, I don't know. All of this, just telepathy stuff and seeing things, and they want you to stop doing something, so all of a sudden you catch yourself looking at a stop sign and a warning sign or caution sign and all of this stuff. I just started realizing, okay, so either I'm a telepath or somebody's just using some kind of telepathy to put thoughts in my head. And this is all just, it's gotten to the point where it's like, I don't know how free I am. Like, freedom is a big thing to me. Just being able to express yourself, live your life, that's a big thing to me. And all of a sudden, all of this is in jeopardy because somebody else wants to play games with my life. And it's I don't know. I just hope that I could use this as some kind of therapy, because I'm not big on going to shrinks and going to therapy and all kind of crazy shit. And I'm too strong in my will to just let myself go crazy. So I know how to deal with my own issues, but it's a lot. Now, since I'm a T.I., I guess it's only fitting that when around the time I came up with the song Carolina Blues, I was almost killed back then too. On my 21st birthday, I had a gun put to my head outside of my car window, and I kind of sped off before he pulled the trigger, and he shot the window out, but the bullet missed me. About a month and a half later, T.I., the rapper, comes out with a song called No Matter What, talking about they want to see you shot up in the hospital. But that's not my favorite line in the song. My favorite line in the song is, all you can do is handle it. Worst thing you can do is panic. Use it to your advantage. Avoid insanity. Manage to conquer every obstacle, making possible. Even when winning's illogical, losing is still far from optional. And ever since that song came out, that's been my favorite lyric in music ever. I just love that line so much. The song No Matter What by T.I. I just love that so much. And he ends the song with the line, how you face all these years and still chilling. Easy, let go and let God deal with it. So that's about all I can do now. I just want to put my story out there just so other people going through this will have somebody to relate to. But all I can do is let God deal with this. Because this is hell living like this. It's hell feeling like somebody else is controlling your body. I'm trying to sleep at night and I feel myself twitching like somebody else is trying to wake up while I'm trying to go to sleep, and I got to go through all of this stuff, and I get all these feelings like somebody's trying to telepathically control my body and control my reality, making things happen around me. And it's like, I don't know, man. It is what it is. All I can do is get my story out here, and hopefully somebody else finds something in this. But yeah, it's anybody has any questions, you got any comments, I'll respond to them. I'll answer any question the best I can. But all I can do is get my story out here. I know I said it a million times, but that's the whole point of this. I'm new to this YouTube thing. I'm new to making videos and all kind of stuff like that. I just want to be able to let this out just so if anything ever happens to me, people will have heard my story. People will be able to say, okay, well, this is what he was going through. And even if I don't believe that this stuff is real, I can see all these other people going through the same thing, and this was a struggle for him, and he at least tried to explain somewhat what he was going through. So I'm gonna let y'all going back about your business. I ain't trying to take up too much of your day. I just want to let my story out here. My name is Byron Cright, and I'm a T.I. from Charlotte, North Carolina. And if you have anything to say to me, just let me know in the comments, please. Thank you. Y'all stay blessed, and may God be with you all. All right, appreciate your time.